1.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mayor Cyril Jefferson convening a regular meeting of the High Point City Council. Here with us this evening, we have every member of council present, including Madam Manager, Attorney, and Clerk. Prior to us getting into our agenda, I would ask that you all join us for a moment of silence and our Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We've got a number of items for discussion, and at this time, I'll ask if there's any amendments that need to be made to the agenda or any questions before we move to adopt. If there are no needed changes, then we'll entertain a motion. So moved. Second. Motion's been made by Councilmember Holmes and seconded by Councilmember Andrew. Any discussion on the motion to adopt our agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. This evening, we're reading a proclamation for National Health Center Week, and we don't have any folks here, from what I understand, to receive National Health Center. But I always look better in pictures with somebody, so I'm just going to ask from the crowd, is there anyone from the healthcare industry here? Anybody from the healthcare industry? Anybody visited a hospital in the past year? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, gotta have a little fun. Whereas for nearly 60 years, community health centers have provided high-quality, affordable, and comprehensive primary and preventive health care to medically underserved communities across the United States, significantly improving access and outcomes in our healthcare system. And whereas CHCs are the largest primary care network in the country, serving over 32.5 million people in more than 16,000 communities, including 1 in every 5 rural residents and 1 in 10 Americans overall. Whereas CHCs serve as trusted health homes, addressing chronic disease, expanding access to integrated services such as behavioral health, dental, vision, pharmacy, and nutrition care, and helping reduce costly emergency room visits. And whereas CHCs are governed by patient majority boards, they're locally owned, and act as a vital economic engine, generating $118 billion in economic activity and supporting over 650,000 jobs nationwide. And whereas CHCs lead in innovation in response to national health challenges, including veteran care, the opioid crisis, natural disasters, and public health threats, operating over 1,000 mobile units to reach underserved areas. And whereas CHCs provided 3.6 million cancer screenings in 2023 alone, with 65% of patients managing hypertension, 71% controlling diabetes, proving their value and improving public health outcomes. And whereas National Health Center Week honors the nearly 1,500 CHC organizations, their 16,000 plus service delivery sites, including 4,100 school-based sites, and the staff, boards, and patients who ensure their continued success. Now, therefore, I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, do hereby proclaim August 3rd to 9th as National Health Center Week in the City of High Point, and encourage all citizens to visit the local health center and celebrate this vital partnership between CHCs and the communities they serve. Will you all please join me in a round of applause for the occasion? Now, tomorrow night is a special night. It's the first Tuesday of August, and if you're in local government, that means that you just prepare yourself to stay up a little later, drink a little caffeine, because we go visit neighborhoods all over the city for National Night Out. And so I'm excited because this next proclamation is to celebrate that occasion. And I am going to invite up a few folks for this. Our police department, I believe Major Truitt is here. I don't know if Chief Cheeks is here, but Major Truitt, will you please join us for this. I also want to invite up High Point Communities Against Violence, otherwise known as HPCAV. Is anyone here from HPCAV with us? I see Robert here coming up. Our Community Development and Housing Department. Can we have you all come up, Nina Wilson and team, Michelle McNair? We've got a number of neighborhood leaders here. So if you are a part of one of our neighborhood associations, we've got a number of neighborhood groups. If you are a part of one of our neighborhood associations, I see Burns Hill here, where y'all come on up. Anyone here from South Side, East Side, London Woods, Oakview? I'm getting in trouble because I don't remember all the neighborhoods. I'm so sorry. 5 Points. I know all the ones in Ward 1, right? Right, Vicki? Any other neighborhoods that I missed? Make sure to say, huh? Sedonia. You know, I was just told y'all got the best fried fish on National Night Out over at Macedonia. Washington Street. We cannot forget Washington Street. Well, I said South Side. Now I said it twice. You're going to owe me for that one. Okay, do we have our whole team of folks up here? Is anyone else joining us? Okay, all right. Y'all want to join us? I mean, if you want to join us, come on, join us. Why not? You know, when you go to church, no one's in the choir, so everyone's in the choir. Y'all come on, you're in the choir now. All right, excited about this, and I do want to say appreciation because in our community, you know, we've seen incredible work done by folks who lead our neighborhoods. And oftentimes in government, we get to take credit, especially around campaign season, for good things happening in the community. But if you hear me talk about it, you know that I know our superpower at High Point is our people. And government for the people, by the people doesn't work without you all doing what you do. And folks who take care of their communities, who love on their neighbors, who take pride in the South Side. That's the third time now. Third time. South Side, there you go. Who said that? Was that Monica? Wow. Those folks from Ward 3, you got to watch them. But thank y'all. This proclamation is for you. Whereas National Night Out, organized by the National Association of Town Watch, is a nationwide campaign dedicated to promoting crime, drug, and violence prevention, and will be observed on August 5th, 2025. And whereas the 41st Annual National Night Out presents a special opportunity for the city of High Point to unite with thousands of communities across the nation to strengthen police-community partnerships and enhance neighborhood safety. And whereas the city of High Point, alongside neighborhood associations, neighborhood watch groups, High Point Community Against Violence, the High Point Fire Department, and the Community Development and Housing Department, plays an essential role supporting the efforts of the High Point Police Department through collaborative crime prevention initiatives. And whereas community involvement in crime prevention is vital, and the participation of every resident can make a meaningful impact in reducing crime, drugs, and violence in our city. And whereas National Night Out celebrates the values of cooperation, public safety awareness, and strong police-community relationships that are fundamental to building safer, more connected neighborhoods. Now, therefore, I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point. Miss Ada Jones, we're doing National Night. Miss Patrick, y'all want to come on up for this last little part? Y'all come on and join us. Y'all right on time, I promise. Right on time. I just told everyone London Woods was my favorite anyway, so you come on up. Now, I hope that don't mean I don't get good fish at Macedonia now. I just wonder now. All right. Okay. Courage, there you go. They obey you now. Now, therefore, I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, do hereby proclaim August 5th, 2025 as National Night Out in the City of High Point and encourage all residents to partner with the High Point Police Department in recognizing the important role that each of us play in ensuring the safety of our communities. Can we please clap it up for this incredible occasion? Now, Rokia, what's the best way to get this picture? How do you want to?
So like we said, with the choirs, we're all going to have to come in.
We got to come in a little bit, okay?
Those are a little bit short. We need you in the front. We may have to do almost 8 rows. If we need to come out a little bit right here.
Yeah. if you're a front row person normally, will you move on up to the front row for us? No, that's not politically correct. We just call you front row people. If you're a front row person, move on up to the front row. Where's our city attorney at? She's probably quivering me saying all this crazy stuff. Why you not in the picture? Why you not in the picture?
Hopefully they know who I am.
I'm sorry.
We gotta make sure we can see y'all. Here, I'm gonna have y'all right in the middle. Hold that for me, okay?
We have about 3 rows. I need somebody who can come behind her. Jefferson.
Here you go, come right here.
Okay. If you're standing on your tippy toes, that means I can't see.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. There you go.
There we go. Okay, can everybody see? I feel like I'm quiet right here.
I mean, your way. Come on up, Jim. Come on up.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Thank y'all. We'll put them in the middle. Oh, y'all perfect. Y'all perfect. Y'all right on time. I promise. Thank y'all. So I'll tell them. Oh, can I ask all neighborhood associations to stay up, please? Can they still hear me? Yeah, if you're with a neighborhood association, will you stay up? Thank y'all. Councilman Harmon, you are a part of the Washington Street Community Association, so they ask that you come on up. Monica Peters is a part of the Southside Neighborhood Association. They want you to come up, Monica. So out is tomorrow, and I just want to go ahead and say while we've got a full crowd here, I hope folks will take time to participate. National Night Out is an incredible, as I said, 41 years that we've been celebrating this, and at our State of the City a couple of weeks ago, we were proud to celebrate the fact, along with all law enforcement, we're seeing really historic lows in terms of how crime is dropping across this city, and homicide rates at the lowest that they've been in more than a decade. Overall crime down 16%. And I'm sure I could speak for Major True and the rest of law enforcement that neighborhoods play a major role in that. And those numbers, none of that happens without folks being invested. I can recall, Jim, all the work you all did to advocate for in-town suites and the work going on over there in Ward 4. And in fact, it was Jim Bronner who reached out to Councilmember Harmon, who said, hey, we need a proclamation for neighborhood associations. And so it just so happened to be perfect time to work with Wilson, and it was perfect timing for us to do this. So appreciate y'all making time to be here with us. And we need to do 2 proclamations. So this one's for neighborhood associations. Whereas neighborhood associations within the city of High Point play a vital role in strengthening civic engagement, promoting community pride, and fostering a spirit of collaboration among residents. Whereas these associations serve as important partners with the city in identifying community needs, organizing neighborhood events, and advocating for improvements in public safety, infrastructure, beautification, and quality of life. And whereas the leadership and volunteerism demonstrated by neighborhood association members enhances the city's ability to address local concerns, it encourages inclusive participation and builds resilient, connected communities. And whereas the city of High Point values the insight and contributions of neighborhood associations as essential to shaping policies, supporting revitalization efforts, and preserving the unique character and identity of our neighborhoods. And whereas the continued efforts of neighborhood associations help ensure that all residents of High Point have a voice in their local government, in the role and the future of their community, and whereas the city of High Point formally recognizes and commends the meaningful contributions of neighborhood associations to the life and vitality of our city. And whereas the city expresses its gratitude to the many residents who dedicate their time and your talents to strengthening your neighborhoods through active participation and leadership, and whereas the city reaffirms its commitment to working in partnership with you as you build the best neighborhood that you can to promote equity, safety, and quality of life for all High Point residents. Now, therefore, I, Cyril Jefferson, Mayor of the City of High Point, do hereby recognize the integral work of our many neighborhood associations in the City of High Point and encourage all residents to support these associations by getting involved and joining in the efforts to promote safe and unified communities throughout our beautiful city. Can we please clap it up for these incredible folks? All right.
And so my, so short person come up front, please. So I can
Whoever's in the front, we can give it to you.
make sure everybody window, we can see each other, everybody can see each other. Yes, I do. Y'all can know each other. Okay. I can't see you. Yeah. There we go, there we go.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Attaboy.
Oh my gosh. Gotta have the names right. We got them.
Oh, it fell.
I want to say thank you again. I want to say thank you again to the many folks who showed up this evening. I believe, in speaking with our city clerk, that we'll have proclamations that will be mailed out to each of our neighborhood associations for that proclamation we just read, as well as the proclamation for National Night Out to go to not only the neighborhood associations, but to the respective organizations who came up and joined us this evening for its reading. So please look out for those. Our next order of business is public comment period. And at this time, if you signed up, we'll call your name in the order of which you have signed up. And if you didn't sign up, you'll still have an opportunity to speak if you so choose. As a friendly reminder, you have 3 minutes to speak on a topic of your choosing. All we ask is that you come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, let us know the topic you're speaking on. Please address council with your comments, and then we'll go from there. First person signed up on our list is Zipporah White Evans. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. My name is Zipporah White Evans, and these are my partners with the Southside Neighborhood Association. And what we want is we want to humbly ask for High Point to allow general roller skating in one of the Parks and Recs building. Why I'm asking for inside is because it's a hazard roller skating outside. It's more safe skating inside. High Point has no roller skating facilities as of now. All over the nation, in Greensboro and in Raleigh, they have roller skating in the Parks and Rec. I myself have gone to Greensboro and skated there. It costs more money to skate now at roller skating rinks. The nearest roller skating rink is almost 30 minutes from here. And the Parks and Rec are along the bus route, so poor people can skate also. One thing about roller skating that I enjoy is that it's part of American pastime, and also it is a aerobic activity that takes less than 50% of the weight off of your knees. Another thing is that 400 more injuries 400 more people are injured playing basketball than roller skating. 1 hour of skating per week is 600 calories. It's something that everybody else has. Why doesn't High Point have it? We don't have a downtown. We don't have a skating rink. We have pickleball galore everywhere, but we have nowhere to skate indoors. So we want for High Point to allow us to skate indoors at a rec. So they have wood floors, and that's usually what people skate on, the wood floors, wax wood floors. We're not going to hurt the floors. The wheels are different than they used to have back in the day. They're not metal. Now they're polyurethane. So we humbly want you guys to allow us to skate there.
Ms. White Evans, thank you so much for sharing that information. Allow us to look into that, and appreciate you sharing it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on our list is Dr. Elma Harrison.
Dr. Elma Harrison, High Point NAACP. Madam City Manager, Mr. Mayor, and City Council. August 6, 2025 marks the 60th anniversary of the signing of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson. It enacted critical protections to combat discriminatory voting practices that had long disenfranchised Black and other communities of color. The act outlawed discriminatory practices such as literacy tests, poll tax practices had been used to prevent eligible citizens, particularly African American citizens in the South, from voting. The act's passage enactment led to a dramatic increase in the voter registration and participation among Black citizens. It also led to a significant rise in the number of Black individuals elected to office, especially in states with a history of discrimination. It now prohibits discrimination based on race, color, or language status in registration and voting nationwide. It also provides protections against blind voters and voters with disabilities. Can you believe challenges to voting rights still exist today? These include discriminatory voter ID laws, restrictions on voter registrations, cuts in early voting polls, and the elimination of polling places in underserved communities. The Supreme Court weakened the key provisions of the act in 2013, and anti-voter legislation has surged. This impacted eligible voters, particularly racial minorities, the poor, and young and old voters. The struggle for a fully inclusive, equitable democracy continues. It demands ongoing commitment to defending and expanding the right to vote for all. Let us commit to securing equal access to the ballot box for every American. Let's call out irrational, mean-spirited, and preventive policies that prevent the ability to vote for all. As Dr. Martin Luther King says, now is always the time to do the right thing. Now is the time to ensure that everyone can exercise their right to vote without encumbrances. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison. Next on our list is Ms. Katina Johnson.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor, Council. This is my husband, Mr. Arthur Johnson, who is my Vice President of Operations. I am coming to you today to tell you the good news that we're bringing to the city of High Point. I have become the first African-American female to own my own professional men's basketball team, and we will be the High Point Pistons, and we will be out of High Point. The team is a part of the ABA, American Basketball Association, is partnered with the NBA. The ABA League was founded in 1967. In June 1976, the ABA and the NBA merged, and 4 ABA teams, the San Antonio Spurs, the Indiana Pacers, New York Nets, and Denver Nuggets joined the NBA. As a result of this merger, some of the ABA's most notable players, such as Julius Erving, George Gervin, Ricky Barry, and Moses Malone, along with many others, became NBA players, bringing their former ABA high-flying, above-the-rim, exciting style of play that electrified fans everywhere. Well, today we come to tell you that this is what we're going to bring to High Point. We plan on having fun, family-friendly games with high-flying, rim dunking, excitement for everyone. We plan on having fundraisers, working with the community, working with the children. We are recruiting talented men from this area, training them not just physically, but mentally and financially as well, to become the best men that they can, not just the game of basketball, but in the game of life. This is an amazing opportunity, not just for me, but for the city of High Point. I pray that we can come together and that we can get support that is needed from you all to push this team in being the best team in ABA history. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. And welcome to High Point.
Thank you.
As a Lakers fan, I didn't know you were going to say Pistons like that. It kind of threw me off a little
Yeah,
bit.
we're the Pistons.
The Pistons, got you.
Yes,
No. I can root for Pistons
You
today.
in High Point, you the
Well,
man,
when
you
High
got
Point, I can root for
to.
Pistons. Sorry, it's just when I say it, it makes me. Okay, we good. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. And welcome to High Point. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak during public comment period? Anyone else who'd like to speak during public comment period? If not, then I'll go ahead and close public comment period, and thank you all for participating in it. At this time, I'll ask if there is a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is made by Mayor Pro Tem Moore, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any discussion on the motion to approve our consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and our consent agenda is approved. Next, we'll transition into general agenda. First item is item 2025-325, resolution of intent, annexation 25-02. This is for approval of a resolution of intent to establish a public hearing date of September 22nd, 2025, to consider a voluntary non-contiguous annexation petition for an approximate 2.39 acre parcel. The site is located along the north side of National Service Road, approximately 1,000 feet east of Sandy Ridge Road. The site is addressed as 8034 National Service Road, and also known as Gifford County Tax Parcel 170868. There is not a presentation on this, but we do have Mr. Shannon here from staff who can answer questions should there be any questions. But if not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve this item, which is to set a public hearing date.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion's been made by Councilmember Holmes, second by Councilmember Andrew. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it. That motion passes. That public hearing will take place on September 22nd. Next item for business, item 2025-327, a public hearing regarding Project Tilt. Council is asked to consider requests from Project Tilt to authorize performance-based incentives for an entertainment project at 140 Church Avenue in the amount of $75,000 over a 2-year period. Conduct a public hearing and authorize the appropriate city officials to execute on necessary documents. With that, I'll go ahead and open our public hearing and pass it to Mr. Peter Bishop, our Economic Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Madam Manager, and members of council. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight to present to you Project Tilt. So Project Tilt represents an entertainment and hospitality investment by the Mason Jar Group, a North Carolina-based restaurant and hospitality group with 7 different businesses throughout the state in Charlotte, Matthews, and High Point, with the concept revival currently under construction on Church Avenue here in High Point. Project Tilt would represent the company's 9th business in the state and their 4th in the city of High Point. The project involves a $625,000 gut renovation of 140 Church Avenue, which is currently an optometrist's office. The Mason Jar Group the project will create 22 new jobs within the first 2 years, 28 jobs over 5 years, and the concept is a cocktail bar and fitting with the setting right there in the Catalyst District, downtown, adjacent to Truist Point Stadium. Our High Point staff recommends a building upfit grant in the amount of $75,000 for Project Tilt. This local incentive is based on the city's targeted areas incentive policy. This project is fully served by City of High Point Water, Sewer, and Electric Service and Piedmont Natural Gas. Project Tilt is seeking a decision from City Council tonight on this incentive award so they can move forward on signing the lease and beginning their pre-construction on the property. The Mason Jar Group is considering other potential North Carolina cities for this development, such as Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Matthews, and Lexington. In this aerial photo, you can see the location of Project Tilt, as I mentioned, just up the street from the entrance of Truist Point Stadium, surrounded by Plank Street Tavern, the Blooming Board, and the Fox on the Rocks, all entertainment restaurant concepts. And as I was enjoying our employee appreciation night at the Carolina Core FC game on Saturday, the street was packed. There was a nice concert across the way, so really nice districts being built here based on the city's investment, and they're on Church Avenue. Mason Jar Group is looking to continue to invest in that area with this concept. We do have in the crowd Rachel Lindsay, the managing partner for Mason Jar Group, and Brendan Flory, the director of operations for the Mason Jar Group. They are both available for any questions should you have any for the company, and I will certainly take any questions that you may have at this time.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions from council for this project, either for staff or for the applicant? Okay. We don't have anyone signed up to speak during this public hearing, but if there's anyone who wishes to speak, you can come forward now and go ahead and address council. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Second.
Motion is recognized from Mayor Pro Tem Moore, second to Councilmember Peters. Any discussion on the motion?
Just want to thank the Mason Jar Group for their fourth investment in High Point. Thank you.
Agreed. We're very excited. Anytime we get to create jobs and continue to grow a part of our strategic revitalization in downtown, I think is very special. So best of luck to you all. Any further discussion on this item?
Appreciate it being in Ward 4, so thank you.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. Thank you.
We'll have to find them a place in Ward 3 now, Patrick.
Hey,
Next item is
jealous
item 2025-336, a public hearing for the 2025 to 2029 5-year consolidated plan and 2025 annual action plan. Council is requested to conduct a public hearing, approve this 5-year plan and annual action plan, and authorize the appropriate officials to execute all necessary documents. At this time, I'll go ahead and open our public hearing and invite Ms. Nina Wilson, our Community Housing and Development Director, to speak. Sorry, Community Development and Housing Director to speak.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and Madam Manager. For the 2025-2029 program years, we have developed a draft 5-year consolidated plan, and for 2025, our annual action plan, that has been drafted as well. And just to give a little bit of background as far as High Point and the funding that we receive, High Point is what's considered a HUD entitlement community. We receive Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, entitlement funds on an annual basis, and these funds are allocated based on a formula. And the primary purpose for these funds is to address low and moderate income families and individuals' needs within our community. Some of the eligible activities include acquisition of real property, rehabilitation of residential properties, public services, public improvements, as well as economic development and job retention activities. And of course, these are just a few of the eligible activities. And each of these activities must meet one of the following national objectives for the program: to benefit low and moderate income persons, prevention or elimination of slums or blight, or to address a community development need having a particular urgency. And in the particular urgency, that particular national objective is typically around natural disasters or those types of situations. We also receive funds under the home participating jurisdiction under the HOME program, and we were designated as a participating jurisdiction, or a PJ, in 2006. Prior to that, we participated in the program under the Greensboro Consortium, but we became eligible in 2006 and were designated our own participating jurisdiction. And the intent of the HOME program is to provide decent, affordable housing to lower-income households, expand the capacity of nonprofit housing providers, strengthen the ability of state and local governments to provide housing, and leverage private sector participation. The consolidated plan is developed every 5 years, and it's designed to help jurisdictions assess affordable housing and community development needs, market conditions, and it's used to make data-driven, place-based investment decisions. And the annual action plan is the strategic plan that describes sources, uses, and the beneficiaries of the programs that we implement. And it primarily identifies how the city will use our CDBG and HOME funds. One of the processes that we must undertake during the planning of the consolidated plan and drafting is citizen participation. And stakeholder meetings were held. These were some group meetings as well as individual interviews with members of the community. We had the real estate community, healthcare professionals. This included many stakeholders within the community, our neighborhood associations. And those interviews were held between April 21st and May the 1st. And then there was a resident survey that was distributed between April and May. And those were available in English and Spanish. And we had 2 public meetings, one on May the 20th and the other on June the 26th. And one of the things that I would like to say about the citizen participation process is that during this time, I know that we've had many plans and reports that have been prepared over the last year or so, and sometimes people do get survey fatigue, I suppose you would say. But we do know that throughout the year, because we are working with our neighborhood associations, you saw the representation here tonight, and my staff, community development, Michelle McNair, Pamela, I think she's already gone, Pamela Ingram, and Megan Scales, they attend the monthly meetings in our communities with these neighborhood associations. And we also work with our partner agencies throughout the year. Our stakeholder organizations, we are meeting with most of them monthly. And so when we look at what the needs are in the community, we pretty much, I think, have our finger on the pulse. And I'll say that whatever the data shows and most of the information that we do receive, we're not usually surprised by any of that information. We have been hearing these things and the calls that we get in our office, just residents and people looking for help and assistance. These are the calls that we get. A lot of the calls come from you all as well to help the residents in your particular areas. So we do know what the city needs and what our residents are looking for. But of course, the data and hearing back from others, that helps to confirm what we believe we already know. And when we look at funding over the past 5 years, we have not seen any major fluctuations in funding. However, the funding is trending downward, and so that is one of the things that we have to consider when we're looking at future planning and how we address the needs in the community. We do know that because these resources are being reduced, that we do have to look to leverage our funding better, and we do need to seek other resources and look at ways that we can stretch our dollars a little bit. For the 25-26 year, our anticipated funding, the CDBG allocation is $841,529. The home allocation is $424,074, and we anticipate a small amount of program income of $67,000. And the home program does require a match. It's a 25% match that is required. And the city has traditionally, over the years, provided at least $120,000 in a cash match but we do also use in-kind. And the cash match is used for other home-eligible activities. Typically, we use that for emergency repair, acquisition of property, for infill development. And you can see that we have the $50,000 there at home, and then we have another $70,000 of the cash match that is dedicated to our construction training program. And we partner with High Point Community Against Violence, HBCAV, to do that construction training program. And so for the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency Awards, we're looking at $165,000 for the urgent repair program, and then $70,000 for the construction training program. The $70,000 that North Carolina Housing Finance provides is for home repairs, and then the $70,000 that we match is for the actual instruction, for the classroom time. And then for the VITA program, or Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, we're looking at $14,500 for the 2025 tax season, which will be early 2026. And then, of course, support from the general fund of $2,307,283, which was included in our adopted budget in June of 2025. The priorities and goals that are included in our draft plan include housing. Of course, we have a housing priority of housing development, or several priorities: housing development, housing rehabilitation, homeownership, rental assistance, and housing support services. Also, a priority to address homelessness. We are looking at housing opportunities for those that are homeless or at risk of homelessness, support and management services, homeless prevention activities, working with the continuum of care, and of course, development of permanent supportive housing. Also, we have found in our studies that we do have our special needs populations are growing when it comes to seniors and those that are disabled. So one of our priority needs is providing housing opportunities for those populations, making those units and housing options accessible, and also social and support services for those particular demographics. And then the community development priority, which is public services, and those are like the activities that we partner with some of our agencies, whether it be to provide, which is the rental assistance, or utility assistance, eviction prevention, some of our healthcare providers, our homeless shelters. So we do provide assistance to several of our nonprofit agencies that we partner with to undertake clearance and demolition activities, as well as neighborhood revitalization. And then planning and administration, basically just to ensure that we are managing the programs in the way that they should be, and that we are being good stewards of the federal dollars. So general administration, staffing, and planning activities. For the proposed use of funds for 25-26, we are looking at program delivery cost, public service program, that, again, working with our agencies, emergency and urgent repair. We do have some debt service from the Section 108 loan program, and administration. And for the home program, most of the funding that we have with the home program we use for down payment assistance, and also working with our nonprofit housing developers. Those are called Community Housing Development Organizations, or CHODOs. And so we do work with 3 agencies, Habitat for Humanity of High Point, Archdale, and Trinity. And we have Susan Wood here, the president and executive director from Habitat, as well as Community Housing Solutions out of Greensboro, and Black Lamb Development Corporation in Greensboro. So we do partner with them, as well as our home buyer education and administration. So these are the activities that we are proposing to undertake during the 25-26 program year. Just brief schedule, the public review and comment period, we did have to make the draft plan available for a 30-day public review and comment period from July 2nd through August the 1st. We have not received any comments. The plan was available at the library. It was available in our office here in City Hall, as well as our office at 201 4th Street, and it was available online for the residents. They could actually access it online as well, or request a copy through our public information portal. And then the public hearing, of course, this evening, and our plan will have to be submitted to HUD by August the 16th. And if there are any questions, I would certainly be happy to address those.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thank
Are there
you.
any questions from council for staff on this item?
I've got a couple.
Yes, sir, Councilman.
Also, a couple comments. Just for folks in the room and listening online, we heard this presentation a couple weeks ago at the July meeting and asked a lot of questions and kind of grounded through it. That's bad English. Jerron, you're going to help me. So just let people know that. So there are 2.3 million in general funds that go toward housing types of things. I was wondering if you could sort of share with folks some of those other uses for the 2.3 million that are related to housing but aren't federal funding. I think that might be helpful for people to understand the bigger picture around housing.
Absolutely. Half of that is actually for local codes enforcement. Local codes is part of our department, and so their budget is included within Community Development and Housing Department. That's about 1.1 million. Then we do receive funding for the winter shelter. For our homeless agencies, we do provide some funding there through the general fund, as well as the Core City Revitalization Program. We have $400,000 that's allocated for down payment assistance within the Core City, for the Core City Homebuyer Incentive Program. Let's see. And we do have infill housing. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'm sorry for the $400,000. Some of the housing repairs, we do have housing repairs budgeted under that, as well as some of our homebuyer education. Because the Core City Homebuyer Incentive applicants don't have to be income eligible, they can be over the 80%. So we use a portion of the general funds to offset the class, because they do still have to take the class. And so we use that to offset some of that.
All right, thank you. And of course, we just adopted fair housing as a council recently and also contributed toward the housing fund and then the eviction mediation toward UNCG recently at the last meeting, thanks to Councilmember Cook. Yeah. So I just want folks to know there's a lot of things the city's doing around housing, not just the CDBG funding. All right. Thank you.
Agreed. Thank you for that. And any questions or comments for staff at this point from council? At this time, we don't have anyone who signed up to speak during the public hearing, but if you'd like to speak, you may feel free to come forward and address council on this item. Seeing no one, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and ask if there is a vote for this. If there is a motion for this.
So moved. Second.
Motion to Councilman Andrew, second, Councilman Johnson. Any discussion on the motion to approve this item? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you.
Our next item is item 2025-332, consideration of an appointment to the Parks and Recreation Commission. The council is requested to confirm the appointment of Richard Baker to the commission to fill an unexpired term, effective immediately and expiring on July 1st, 2027. Is there a motion for this?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made by Councilmember Holmes, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? The ayes have it, and that appointment is approved. Next item is item 2025-333, consideration of an appointment to the Parks and Recreation Commission. Council is requested to confirm the appointment of Darrell Williams to the Parks and Recreation Commission, term effective immediately and expiring on July 1st, 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Cook, second by Mayor Pro Tem Moore. Any discussion on this motion?
I just want to say that Mr. Williams is the resident that we met a few weeks ago at the Oakview community meeting and spoke very passionately about our parks, and I think will be a great appointment. So I'm very proud to put him forth tonight.
Awesome. Love to see when folks choose to raise their hand and serve in that capacity. Seems to make our city better. Thank you for that, Councilmember Cook. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? The ayes have it, and that motion passes. Prior to adjourning, I'll ask if there are any announcements from the dais to share with the public.
I don't have an announcement. I got a couple comments, if I may.
Yes, sir.
We spoke earlier in your proclamations, and you mentioned our city and how fortunate and blessed we've been with the collaboration with our community and our police and fire and the trend that we're seeing right now, to have a safe city. And that takes a lot of work, as you mentioned. But there was also a comment about our downtown, or not having a downtown. And we have a unique downtown in the fact of our history and what was created there. We had an event, Social Saturday downtown. We also had the Fox's soccer game, which they won 1-0. So congratulations to them. But I would invite people to, we've got a lot of people that are working really hard and expending a lot of energy, money, and risk to build a downtown that complements what we have been fortunate to have in our furniture market. So our downtown is a little bit different, but the event on Social Saturdays are free. They were from like 2 until, I heard some people left around 1:30. But I would encourage you to get out and explore a little bit. Look for some of those Social Saturday events and the free events that are going on, because the downtown and the growth of what we and you want it to be is only going to happen with participation. And it won't be perfect, and it'll always be something that we're growing into. But it was certainly a welcoming event, a great day. The weather was much better. So I encourage you to look into that a little bit more and come down and participate. And one more comment is I had to leave the State of the City address last week for another appointment about an hour or so before it was over, and missed the fact that Madam Manager received our Hero Award from the Chamber, and I just wanted to congratulate her publicly. It is well-deserved, and she, along with her team, work very hard, very long hours, and not always the easiest of challenges and circumstances. And we're privileged to have her leadership along with all those that she surrounded herself with, and it's a pleasure to serve with you. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Congrats again. Even more impressive is that she did not know about it. And so that was really special. Appreciate you bringing that up, Mayor Pro Tem. As you were sharing that, I'm reminded to mention that we have a new program, and we're now accepting applications for High Point 101, which is a civic engagement program that we're launching through our Communications and Public Engagement Department. Our Managing Director, Jerron Hollis, is here, so if you want to ask him before he leaves, Jerron, you mind just, thank you so much. If you want to learn more about High Point 101, please feel free to reach out to him. It's an 8-week civic engagement program designed to connect residents with city government through hands-on learning and meaningful dialogue. High Point 101 will select 20 applicants to participate in this behind-the-scenes look at city operations, with opportunities to meet local leaders, tour city facilities, and gain a deeper understanding of the services and decisions that shape the community. Weekly sessions take place on Thursdays from 5:30 to 8, beginning September 18th at various city locations. The application will be open now through August 11th, so you have until next Monday, it sounds like. To High Point residents age 18 and older, you can go to www.highpointnc.gov/HP101apply. And of course, Managing Director Hollis is here. Feel free to check that out. And very excited about this new program. This is a government that prides itself on transparency, engagement, and communications. And this sounds and feels like another incredible opportunity to continue to lean into that. So thank you all for that. Any other comments or? Yes, sir, Councilman Andrew.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I wanted to publicly commend our fire department for the actions that they took on the accident we had on the 25th. I went to inspect the damaged vehicles. It's apparent to me that they chose to take the danger on themselves than put the public at risk. And this is a testament to the dedication we have for our firefighters and our police and first responders that they choose to take the danger on instead of passing on to the public. So I wanted to make sure that we commend them for their actions.
Agreed. Thank you for that, Councilman Andrew. So thankful to our firefighters and folks who are in public safety. Community really doesn't mean much without safety. I'll never forget Mayor of Tampa telling me, she used to be a police chief. She said, Mayor, keep in mind, you're not the most important person in the city. Your people who do public safety are. Because more than jobs, more than investments, more than anything we do in this city, we can't keep you safe. It's very hard to have quality of life. And so I'm so grateful for the folks who do that and appreciate you recognizing that, Councilman Andrew. Any other comments from the dais? Any other announcements?
Got a couple quick ones.
Yes,
To
sir.
follow up, Mayor Pro Tem Moore's comment about downtown, they're showing movies now downtown. So August 16th, there's 2 different movies, kind of a kid movie, and then I forget the other movie. But get on the socials for that. I'm old, so I can't tell you where to go. And the other thing, for tomorrow, National Night Out, if your neighborhood's not having one, go to one that is having one and meet some folks who aren't in your neighborhood and have a bit of fun tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Any other comments or announcements? On August 16th, there's another big event, Savor High Point, I believe, is taking place that day at the Mendenhall Transportation Station right across the street. So that should be another fun, exciting thing in downtown. And Coltrane Festival is coming up.
It is.
I don't know how you didn't mention that,
But there's another meeting.
Oh, there's-
August 30th and 31st.
Yeah.
But there's a rock band I'm in that's playing at the Farmers Market on August 16th in the morning,
Okay.
if y'all want to come.
But I think that Savor High Point's going to be awesome.
Well, agreed.
I mean, food from all over the world, free entertainment. I mean, so it's free unless you want to purchase food and drinks. So I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Agreed.
On
Agreed.
Taste of the Town is on the 12th.
Taste of the Town is on the 12th. Okay. Feel free to look up these things if you're not already getting emails from the organizations sharing about these. Please look into it. There are a lot of organizations trying to bolster what goes on in the city, and many of these are fundraisers for good causes too. So it's good to learn about the mission work that those organizations are doing. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's made by Councilman Peters, second to Councilman Andrew. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it, and we are adjourned.